With WCU's population growing and financial budget cuts within the state, changes are going to be made to the university. In a sit-down interview with Chancellor Belcher, he discusses the budget cuts and what that will mean for the educational future of WCU.
I've only been here 2.5 years, and the budget cuts began about 3 years before I got here. And right when I got here, we had the last set, and then we had another cut this year. But we lost $32 million in state funding between '08 and 2011. That was just here. And then the next year, we didn't lose any money. There were no cuts. And then this year we've taken another about $3.5 million in cuts. So it's around $35 million in cuts. And it has been incredibly challenging. Before I got here in 2011, they eliminated 95 positions at the university, more staff than students, and most of the positions were vacant. But even some people who had jobs were, relieved of their jobs because the university didn't have the money to accommodate it. So the challenge has been that the vacant positions, which by taking vacant positions you hurt fewer people, but they weren't in areas necessarily where we could absorb their duties. And one of the areas that got really hurt by that at the university was in the liberal studies program of general education. And so what we're doing now, we're growing, as you know, and we've gotten enrollment growth funding and so forth. So as we're trying to make the most strategic decisions possible about where to put new faculty lines, and we're looking at the exploding majors. You know what they are: nursing, there's social work, and some of those. But we're also having to look at the feeder. What's the service area? So it's liberal studies, so that if a student can't get an English 101 class or math, they're going to go elsewhere, or it's just not serving their needs very well. And then because all of the big rapidly growing majors have to have chemistry and physics, like engineering has to have physics and chemistry, and nursing have to have chemistry and biology and so forth. We're having to beef up the faculties in those areas. So that's one major way that the downturn has impacted us, is it's just in the people to really adequately take care of the students, and this is sort of how we're trying to react to it. But we really don't have money to spare at all. We're having to take and just think, what is the top priority, and think through it very strategically, and try to fund those top priorities.